And so God made the apples. You cannot eat them. He might get him. And then so the snake get mad. And they won't get that one. And so God told it to make the apples really bad. And so the snake get apples. I think that snake cannot get apples because God made snakes. And he wants to eat apples. But they can't eat apples. They might eat them and get drunk. They might choke you with the snake. And so God made the whole little apples. You cannot eat them for the eternal. And so God, you cannot eat the apples because you can't. If God made an apple for you to eat, you cannot eat them. If you might get choked by that apples, you can't get that apple to choke. If God get the apples, you can't not eat them, so God may get mad. If he get mad, you cannot eat that. The people eat the fruit, the apples, and they can't eat that apples. They can't. If they eat the apples, they might get in trouble. If God made the apples to eat, they can't get apples to eat. They can look at the snake, but they cannot eat the apples. If God made the apples, he can't give to patient. You have to be patient for the apples to eat. But they are too cold, too hot. They might get sick. And I don't want them to get apples. They can't get apples because. And so God made apples, the boat with in the water. If God made the apples, if they eat the apples, they might get in trouble because if God may get mad, they can't eat them. That little apples. That's for the snake.
Emmy, what are you doing?
I'm just reading this.
What are you reading?
I'm reading this one.
What is it?
It's a baby's devotion.
It's a what?
It's the baby's devotion.
It's the baby's devotion?
God made the little apples. They might get sick. If God made apples, if God get mad, they just the boat in the water. If God get mad, he have to not give you apples anymore. See that boat? And if God made it, if God made the apples, if God get mad, he might get no apples from the people. If God made animals, if God made little
Emmy, I love you.
And so God made apples. You can't eat apples.